All right, let's get it real quick. Let's not waste time. Let's go.
Suggests that China will probably go after Taiwan at around this period. Probably what's going to happen is China is going to encourage Russia to start hitting spots in Western Europe, sort of to punish Western Europe for continuing. If Western Europe simply stopped sending arms and resources to Ukraine, the war would be over in a week. So to punish Western Europe, to get them to stop doing that, Russia's going to start having to hit sites inside Western Europe. That will be attacks on NATO countries, and that's going to bring the United States in. That will totally occupy the attention of the U.S., as well as what's going on between Israel and Iraq and Iran. That's a perfect time when the United States is totally involved in these other things for China to get Taiwan back. They're not going to get ever a better opportunity to do something like that. So you're probably going to get three different scenarios, and then you're going to talking about the real possibility of nuclear weapons, tactical nuclear weapons being used. Some may actually happen, but you're going to get military chaos both inside the United States domestically. You're going to be getting it in the West. You're going to be getting it, in Europe, Western Europe. You're going to be getting it in the Middle East and probably also Asia. And it looks like, Armageddon will happen. That's the plan. The good ETs are not opposed to that. Remember, nobody dies. Nobody actually dies. It's impossible to kill an ISB. Most people don't even know for sure that they have a soul or a spirit. They don't even know. That's crazy. You know that this is the honest truth. ETs, both on the good side and the bad side, they think of Earth humans as zombies, literally. And when they talk about getting onto this planet from a crashed ship, they're scared because you're being captured by a tribe of zombies. They have no memory of who they are. They don't know what they're doing. They're going around hurting other people. That's Earth humans. They're zombies.
That's eye opening when you talk.
I mean, you got to think about that, man. I mean, just let that marinate to what you just said. Now, notice. I want y'all to hear what he's saying when he said that good ETs and bad ETs. Remember, I know some of y'all shaking y'all boots because you've been lied to. I told you got to deactivate them old ass programs. Deactivate them. The things that you was told, just deactivate them. All right. He said good. He said bad. This world that we reside in is based off of polarities, duality. Everything ain't all bad and everything ain't all good. Even though we might say it's all good. Uh-huh. But at the end of the day, we talking polarities, player. There's good and there's bad. You know what I'm saying? I know Bobby Hemmings say there is no such thing as evil. The reason why Bobby said that because he said that because he just had a different interpretation about it. You know what I'm saying? Like you might call evil a lion eating that gazelle. That's not evil. You know what I'm saying? That's called survival of the fittest. You see what I'm saying? So it all depends on your interpretation of what evil really is. I believe gangstalking is evil. You know what I'm saying? You know? Them motherfuckers that's controlling it might not think so. You see what I'm saying? But let their punk asses be on the other side of the damn fence. And let us be the judge of that. You suckers. You know what I'm saying? Come over here and you play the role. You archonic demonic devils that run this simulation, the gangstalker simulation. Come over here. It's easy to talk crap when you pushing buttons. Come on the other side and become a player of this game. And I guarantee you will beg to differ about this program not being evil. Okay? So going back to what he said. He's saying that we got good ETs, we got bad ETs, and when they're afraid of us. You know what I'm saying? They looking at us like, these people are zombies down here. That's funny. I guess me and the ETs got something in common. Because I always said that these motherfuckers are zombies down here. Bots and NPCs, you know what I'm saying? Even before I woke up to the gang stalking, I always felt like people were zombies down here. I love Michael Jackson Thriller. To me, I told you Michael Jackson Thriller was like a based on the truth story. People weren't paying attention. Ain't no one's going to save you from the beast who about to strike, cause this is Thriller. You know what I'm saying? Y'all wasn't listening. We're fighting for our lives inside a killer thriller. I'm gonna let this man speak right here. You know what I'm saying? Because this dude right here is telling you the truth. The ETs are afraid to come down here, man, because these motherfuckers is crazy. You done lost your damn mind. You don't even know who you are. You think you the meat suit. That's what you think. You don't even realize that you ain't nothing but the source, the essence of this cosmos, this cosmotic energy.
You know that this is the honest truth. ETs, both on the good side and the bad side, they think of Earth humans as zombies, literally. And when they talk about getting onto this planet from a crashed ship, they're scared because you're being captured by a tribe of zombies. They have no memory of who they are. They don't know what they're doing. They're going around hurting other people. That's Earth humans. They're zombies.
That's eye-opening when you talk about how beings on other planets don't have that sort of amnesia, where they know that they're immortal beings in a physical body, but that we don't, and that's not something that naturally occurs, I guess, for those very reasons.
Anywhere. In fact, when you die on another planet, you get to keep your stuff. You keep your house, you keep your spouse, you keep your family, you keep your bank account. Here you have to write a will and hope somebody distributes it the way you want, and the vultures come in and they take everything.
Wow.
In other places, you keep everything. You don't. And why should you die? I mean, it's just your body, and they have ways to give you another body like right away. You know, there are some Tibetan monks. I don't mean this.
Ain't that some shit, y'all? Yo, this is some crazy. I tell you, boy, the lies, man, that we've been told. You know what I'm saying? I bet you none of y'all never heard that before. Nah, you ain't hear that. You heard pearly gates and Jesus on the main line, and he's coming to save your punk ass, and you going to heaven and all this and all that. That's what you heard. The same old lullaby stories that we all heard. When you came out, when you descended from your mother's cuckoo, they handed you a Bible or a Quran. Can I get a no there?
Fell on the Tibetan monks, but there are Tibetan monks that know how to do this. They actually practice killing themselves. They have a way to twist the neck, to do something in the neck, and the person dies. They do this to themselves like weekly during a training period.
And pause. I want to clarify it too. Don't get it messed up thinking that you cannot read the Bible or the Quran. I'm not saying that. I got both. I got a Bible and I got a Quran. Have I been reading my Quran? Absolutely not. Will I read it? Maybe one day I will. I just been busy. That's why I haven't. I'm just telling you the truth. You know what I'm saying? I haven't. Well, I've been reading the Bible a little bit more than the Quran. But what I'm saying is, you cannot stop there. You see my man background right here? See all them books up that he got in the back? He got at least some, I don't know, they books or DVDs, I don't know. But what I'm saying is millions and millions of books on this planet. Why would you stop there? Why would you stop at the Bible and the Quran? Why would you literally place yourself in that type of box? A mental box. Think about it. That's all you know? This big ass world? And you gonna put yourself in a box of just knowing the Quran and the Bible? Really? You see what I'm saying? You see how limited you are? You did it. You can't blame nobody else. Oh, the government did it. The government didn't. Government ain't do shit. You did it. You place yourself in that damn box because it's books all over the place. But you don't want to learn nothing. No. You know why? Because you want to stroke your ego. That's why. Because once you tap outside that box and start learning everything else, biology, metaphysics, esoteric knowledge, all this, you know what I'm saying, occult science, all this shit. Once you start learning all this other stuff, you're gonna realize, you're gonna like, damn, I've been played. You know what I'm saying? That's how you gonna feel in the very beginning. You're gonna feel that way. I've been played. They kept all this knowledge away from me. You know what I'm saying? And it's like time went by, and they got you. You wasted so much time. Is basically what I'm trying to tell you. You wasted so much time. You could have been doing a lot more better things. You could have been doing with your time instead of wasting time and making mistakes in life. Just think about. I said it earlier. I said life should come with a blueprint. You need a blueprint down this joint. I mean, it's a blueprint for everything else. You got a blueprint to build a house from the ground up. How come no one give us a blueprint when we come down this joint? They hand you the Bible and the Quran. You see what I'm saying? That's what they do. That's the blueprint that they give you. And that's the blueprint that keeps you trapped in a box. and you don't realize that you God is yourself. Oh, now that's blasphemy, D. That's blasphemy. Now your ignorance is blasphemy, player. That's what's blasphemy. You know what I mean? You're committing blasphemy upon yourself because you cannot understand or even listen to the words that I'm saying, the words coming out of my mouth. Maybe it's just not your time right yet, and it's okay. One day you're gonna have to get there. You're gonna get there one day eventually. It might take another 2,000 years for your punk ass to get there, but eventually you're gonna get there. That's how I see it. Everybody got to have a chance to wake the fuck up. Maybe not though. Maybe this is the chance. Maybe after this chance, there ain't gonna be no more chances. You know what I'm saying? Because this is the age of Aquarius right now. So if you don't, I look at it like this: if you don't get it now, then how can you? What makes you think you're gonna get it later if you don't get it now? Because this is like the best opportunity to get it. You see what I'm saying? This is the window of opportunity to get this knowledge because it's at your fingertips. You can learn whatever the fuck you want to know. You know what I mean? All you need is time. That's it. You're basically you're battling with Chronos right now. You're Saturn, the father time. You know what I mean? How much time do you got in a day to get this to soak up as much knowledge as you got before you shut your eyes and go off into the spiritual world and come on back and do it again? But no, a lot of y'all wasting time. You know, they got gang stalking going on. Gang stalkers chasing you around the city. I understand. You know what I'm saying? People jacking off, people watching smut all day, watching these sports. You got to go to work, 16 hours at a job. Some people ain't got a job right now. You know what I'm saying? You unemployed. You spending your whole day looking for a job. Or for all the people that don't have a job, fall back. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's time for you to tap into the science. Maybe this is what God wants you to do. Because you lost working at that job anyway. You don't even know yourself. Don't be like what my man talking about the ETs. The ETs looking at you like you crazy because you don't even know yourself. You have no knowledge of self. So that's why they look at you as a zombie. Let me go ahead and play this video.
So there are Tibetan monks that know how to do this. They actually practice killing themselves. They have a way to twist the neck, to do something in the neck, and the person dies. They do this to themselves like weekly during a training period. And then for a little while, for a few minutes, the person is dead and they're out of their body. They pop out. And then they have a way to resuscitate the person. They put their neck back and the way they have a way to do it safely. They apparently don't lose anybody. And then they do that till the person is comfortable with popping out of the body for real, as in the death experience, and then coming back into the body. And some of the trainee monks started doing it for kicks, just like to do more of it. And then the senior monks got angry and said, no, don't do that. If you don't do this exactly right in a certain amount, you can mess it up and you could end up dying. So it has to be done under controlled conditions. They know how to do it. And then I heard, then there's one story of a Tibetan monk where we're saying, well, what are you going to do this for? Why do this? And the person says, because they have coma houses all over. Coma houses are people that die of comas, but the bodies are still living, but the Isbis the Isbis have left. So the people their bodies are kept alive, but they're as if they're dead. And what they do is when like the Tibetan monk type person says, when you get to the point where you think you're going to be dying, they go they pick out a person in a coma house and they go to that location and then they kill themselves. They pop out and they jump into that person's body and they wake up. And that happens in coma houses. Suddenly you'll get somebody in a coma for 20 years and they wake up and they say, what?
That's
and
crazy.
and everybody in the coma house says, look, someone just woke up. Well, that's what's happening. And Isby enters the body again, reanimates it, and then walks out.
That's crazy.
I don't like that procedure because you're stuck with the memories. You get some of the memories from the Isby coming in, but you also got the memories of the person who lived here before and the body beforehand. And it's really, the better way is to fight for the liberation of the entire planet, and then you don't have to worry about jumping into somebody's body to continue going. And then that person, once
Body
you're in the other
snatching.
person's body, you then have to train again to know how to
Operate.
die and come back so that you can do the jump again the next time. It's a whole mess. So I think it's not a very useful thing to do, but they do that. not all Tibetan monks, but there is a group of Tibetan monks who they are good at that type of thing. But in ET society, that type of coma house stuff is not necessary because everything is totally fluent. And
And I can't think of it right now. It come to me. I was just watching a movie that there was just